I love plants so much, they've even taken over my vacations. And you're going to see this firsthand because I'm going to share with you how I found and turned thrifted items into unique planters while vacationing in the Pacific Northwest. As a bonus, I'm going to share my plant shopping experience and some other fun plant-related stuff that happened on the trip. My first stop was Vancouver, Canada. My brother and I stopped to thrift along the way where I spotted this vintage telephone. What do you think? I don't know. One of my favorite things to do is turn old electronics into succulent planters, and the phone seemed like it would be a fun challenge. This pink picture stood out because I knew a green plant would really pop inside of it. I saw this cow, which looked like it was used for pouring cream or sugar, which gave me a very interesting planting idea, and I knew exactly who I would give it to, which you'll see towards the end of the video. Trees on top. I want to live there. Parker, you want to visit me? I don't know, maybe. On our way to Portland, the train was delayed by a fire.
That looks like a pretty good
Oh,
fire,
wow,
but
it's charring some stuff. That's what held us up for a while. And getting to my friend's place was an interesting experience to say the least. But I made it there and very quickly to my favorite thrift store. Ooh, kitty cat with a plant? What do you think, Layla? Yeah. She's like, yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, and it goes. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. This frog is gonna look great with some plants coming out of its mouth. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Flashlight. Take this off, hollow it out. Yeah, there you go. Take this out, put a succulent in there or something. I think I like that idea. That'll be fun. I scored this awesome book about bonsai, which was fate because the next day, my friend Drew and I headed to Portland's famous Japanese garden. Feed me the food. They just want the food. They're like, people, food, people, food. And dump. The bonsai collection there was amazing. It's a mountain hemlock and it's 300 years old. The Japanese garden had so many beautiful plants and areas to check out. It was a really peaceful and inspiring experience. It just so happened that near where my friends lived, there was a really cool nursery where I could buy plants to fill my thrifted planter finds. While on vacation, I enjoy visiting local nurseries to see different native plants from that region and other plants that thrive in the local climate. The selection of plants was fantastic. There was a crazy big euphorbia that blew my mind. It was a little out of my price range, and if I lived in Portland, I would be broke because I would spend all my money at this nursery. Portland winters are cold and wet, so I had to buy plants with that in mind. Hens and chick succulents are a perfect choice for colder climates. Next, I grabbed a Blue Ridge sedum. Sedum succulent varieties can survive below freezing temperatures. I couldn't resist the colorful jewel of the desert ice plant. They are beautiful plants that bloom from spring through the fall. It's always my goal to find some native plants, and this western sword fern was exactly what I needed. I also snagged this sedum variety that is native to Oregon, which is pretty cool. My friend Frank was going to let me borrow his drill, but I still needed this special drill bit to go through my ceramic thrifted finds. I got my thrift store finds here ready to be turned into planters, and to do that, I've got a drill, I've got some pliers, flathead screwdriver, special bit for the ceramic pots. Then I'll be using some of the potting soil to plant these inside their new homes. I did put some cardboard down to contain my mess because I'm going to be working on the ground and using this table as my tripod. I'm gonna start off with this flashlight because I'm just excited about it. I think it's gonna look really cool. Start off taking the top off. Perfect. When I look down inside here, there's a spring and I try to rip it out. Oh boy, I hope I didn't scratch my phone. The bottom is a soft plastic, so this tile bit will work just fine for this. There's my hole. I'll clean it up a little bit. The hole is drilled. Now it's time to get some soil in it. See what we're working with here. Oh, I like that. That's good stuff. Now I'm just gonna fill it up, hit it as it goes to compress down the soil. So I took it out here and I'm going to break it down. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to separate these heads and use them in different planters. And for the flashlight, I want this giant one. I think that succulent head coming out of the flashlight is gonna look pretty cool. Just gonna tear these off with some roots. Just give me some. Hens and chicks, they propagate so easily. You could buy one and then weeks later it's popping off 4 of these little guys. Remove a lot of dead leaves, shrink this up so that it won't need any maintenance for a little while. Here's a little test run in the flashlight. You know, boop, boop, flashlight on, boop, boop. Pushing the plant down, getting it all pushed in here. I think this flashlight looks pretty good. It's pretty snug in there, not a lot of movement, and these hens and chicks grow so fast that in no time, this is gonna be rooted in and it'll have more pups coming out of it, just like the ones that I took off a little bit earlier. My next planter is going to be this cow here, but since it is going to need a hole drilled in the bottom, I'm just going to do these all at once. I got this cow because it looked cool, but also it has a hole where its mouth is. So this probably poured cream or sugar, but what that means is I can have a plant coming out of the cow's mouth. I'm going with the Sedum oregonum, which is a native stone crop to Oregon. Just kind of break it off and see if I can pull some stuff out here with some roots. That'd be optimal. Yep, look at that. Boom, with roots, perfect. What I'm gonna do is kind of do a test run, get that in the mouth there. You can probably see there, the roots are down. They're gonna be below the soil level, which is good. All right, now I'm gonna add some soil in here just to get this one locked down. I'm going to stick some little hens and chickens in there. This big guy will be good. All right, I like it. The cow turned out great. These hens and chicks are gonna pop out of here and this is just gonna get longer and longer. This cow looks like it has some bad breath. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Kind of a bummer, my microphone stopped working, but I was really excited to plant this pink pitcher, and the Western sword fern I thought was a great choice because it's green, it's gonna pop and contrast really well. Pretty straightforward. I broke down the root ball of the fern plant, added some soil, and planted the pitcher. Next up was this fun little cat coffee cup. I love finding things that have an animal theme because they look really nice and people like to buy them when they see them. I decided to plant the Jewel of the Desert ice plant inside the cat coffee mug. I just thought it would look really good, the flowers coming out, and it seemed like the best fit for me. Usually when I'm planting these animal themed planters, I like to also choose plants that kind of look like it's hair coming out of the top. Ribbit, ribbit, it was time for the frog. I was really excited about this one because as soon as I saw the frog, I knew that I would be able to find a plant that would be coming out of its mouth, and that's just a really cool look. Time for the real challenge, planting this vintage telephone. I was gonna have to take it apart, so this is where the screwdriver comes in. I popped off the top to take a look at what I was up against here, but it seemed like I had to go through the bottom. It had a pretty simple design where I just had to take out some screws on the bottom. Ooh, it came apart pretty easily, and I'd never seen inside of a telephone, and I was kind of fascinated by the design and everything that was in there. My main goal was to clear space inside of the phone, so I had to get the components out of there, and I started off by just cutting the wires. After I cut the wires, there were some more screws holding everything to the bottom base of the phone. Slowly but surely, I was able to remove all of the components from the phone. It was at this point I figured out my microphone was not working. Now that all the electrical components have been removed, I have my planter. I'm gonna put it back together. Screwed in the 2 screws, and after screwing, it felt pretty sturdy. Check that out. A lot of room in there, a lot of space for these plants to work with, and a lot of pre-made drainage holes. Nothing that's too big to not make this usable, so that's good. Let's plant it. Really get this soil back in there, so I'm shaking it as I pour it in there. I know my friend Layla is gonna like these Blue Ridge sedums here. They are such a cool plant and survive the cold temperatures that Portland has to offer. But you have to be very delicate because a lot of leaves fall off these things. Okay, not much of a root structure going on there. Look, as you can see down here, I have so many leaves that have just fallen off, but the way that this plant grows, that's not the end of the world. I'm gonna place it in there as carefully as I can. All right, now I'm gonna just kind of pack in around. I've decided that after I do this, I am going to put a couple more succulents in here to give it a fuller feeling and just an interesting look, if you will. I'm taking some of these hens and chickens and I'm just gonna put them around some of the edges, but not be totally symmetrical. Oh no! I forgot to put this in. All right, get that off of there. So I need it to go into here. I'm just gonna push it in there. Ooh. That looks pretty cool, and once these get settled, they're gonna look even better. These thrift store planters turned out awesome. I'm really excited. Got the cow breathing out here. I'm gonna give this to my friend Frank at the very end of the video and surprise him. Got this cat right here, that looks good. The frog. It's got these sedum stone crops coming out here. And then what's really cool is it came with this like little butter knife and I'm just sticking that in there. So this frog has some friends. The green and the pink are great. They complement each other. The fern looks great inside this. It just pops. It looks good. This old telephone turned out even better than I expected. That is for sure. I had my friend Layla come and check it out because it's hers now, and she loved it. She didn't want to be on camera. Now it's time to give these awesome thrifted planters to some people that have been really great to me on my trip. The flashlight turned out great. It's always on now that it has a plant inside, and that's super cool. I wish I had put some rocks in the bottom to make it a little less top heavy, but originally my idea was to just have it hanging off like this and shining out somewhere. I think that looks really cool. Frank, you grew up on a dairy.
I did, yeah.
Worked on a dairy.
I did.
And now you deliver milk products.
I do.
So I decided when I saw this at the thrift store,
What is this?
I had to give you the cow, dude.
Look at that.
Isn't that dope?
Oh my god. So this looks like it would belong in my mom's house. There are cows everywhere. We love cows. We will always love cows. And, you know, I think this is really a gift for my mom.
Give it to her. I'm down. That's fine. Or I'll make her one.
But if you just tell me how to take care of it, I'll keep it in the tiny house. And it's my plant. It's amazing. I love it.
Oh, thanks, Frank. Appreciate it. Thank you.